Hello everybody, welcome to your practice, your physical practice. My name is Lara G. I'm grateful that you're here to spend time with your body. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. And the intention today is to gain a little bit of fluidity and movement in our hips, a little more mobility. I've noticed in the time like right now, our hips can feel stuck, a little rigid, compartmentalized, and constricted due to the emotions happening these last few months, or just the physical act of sitting down. It's taking a toll on our body, and it's really so important that we connect with it so that we can take care of ourselves and to take care of other people to do the same. Today, with fluidity, we'll specifically be targeting the hips, all of the hips. However, the goal is to find a little release and relax in your psoas. The psoas is known a lot of the times as a hip flexor muscle. Yes, and the cool thing about the psoas is it's a big ropey muscle that connects our spine to our hips. So our trunk to our bottom half. And it's quite literally the core of us. It plays many roles. It's a hip muscle, a spine muscle, a core muscle, and what else am I forgetting? And pelvis muscle as well, because where it joins in our lesser trochanter in our hips. So with the psoas, because we're sitting a lot, these muscles can be flexed, and especially for rounding forward, because it connects right underneath our ribs from our spine. So the back of our spine, and goes forward, so it can pull us forward a lot of the time. And it can also really works hand in hand with its partner on the back side of our body, our QL, our quadratus lumborum. So that's why you'll notice if you have tight hips, if you sit a lot, you have low back pain, because those two are really connected together in how they work as a unit. It's also known as our fight or flight muscle. So anytime we've gone through a traumatic experience, we can feel pain in that front part of our body or in our back because those muscles are locked short. So the goal today is we'll hopefully move like water, get into the psoas. Really that starts in our back, in the thoracic spine, all the way down to our pelvis. And we'll get outer hips, inner hips, glutes a little, so that hopefully you're moving a little easier when we're done practicing today. Some props that will be helpful for class is a strap, a belt, rope, TheraBand, resistance band, a scarf, anything that you can help make your arms a little longer, and a block, a brick, or a stack of books, a firm pillow, something that will help you really just kind of meet yourself where you're at today. All right, if you're ready, let's begin. Come onto your mat and start on your back. I also, if you've never watched my videos before, I have a lovely cat named Marcel, beautiful black cat. He's my life. He also loves to come in when we're recording. This is the second time I've gotten through this video, because the last time he created quite a bit of disturbance by jumping into a bag and flipping everything over. So that was really fun, but here we are. Come onto your back. Start with your knees bent. Bring your heels under your knees. Feels good too to push my elbows down, really just to get my shoulders onto my back. And then lift your hips slightly. Flip your pelvis forward, the top of your hip bones forward, so you've got just a natural curve in your low back. Then gently place your tailbone down. You don't want your low back completely flat to the mat. You want to feel that little lumbar curve. Bring your hands somewhere intentionally on your body or the ground. What would help you feel rooted, grounded, and most importantly, safe. I know that when I'm being rigid or a little too geometric in my practice, my life, it's because I'm trying to control. So this idea of fluidity, as we move like water, can you allow your breath to move like water as well? And you don't have to take sealed lip inhales and exhales, really just whatever helps you ground down. Notice the pace of your breath, though. Get longer on every inhale and longer on every exhale. What would it look like to envision your breath much like water, rolling in and out of the waves? Notice where your bones, skin, muscles connect to the ground. Permit yourself to get heavier. Begin to windshield wiper your knees side to side. So nice and slow. You'll notice an internal rotation in your top leg, external on the bottom. Come back to center, and then over to the other side. You'll also notice a stretch in your psoas too at the front of your body, in addition to many other places as well. We have a lot of muscles working together here. Just keep moving side to side. Inhale as your knees point up. Exhale as you twist. This is just lubricating your hip bones a little bit and getting your back to work with your legs. So you want to let your pelvis move with your legs rather than keeping it fixed. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. Gently draw your knees into your chest. And then begin to take rocks one way in circles. The goal isn't to compress too much, but just bring your knees in so you can really feel the circumference of your entire back and shoulders. And then switch out the direction. Exhale, bring your feet back onto the floor. Inhale, recline figure four. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And for a lot of this may be just enough. You can even walk your left heel in more. Think of the line of energy to take your right kneecap forward. It's just gentle. On like a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 1-ish. And if you desire a deeper stretch, bring your left knee in, parallel your left shin to the ground, and you can interlace your hands at the belly of your hamstring. Now this is a great place. You could take a strap and loop it around and bring your hands on the strap. Let your head fall heavy to the ground. Can you relax all of your neck muscles? They're usually so active during the entire day. And again, actively push your right ankle, your lifted ankle, into your lifted thigh bone rather than your knee. This will feel an active strength and length in your outer right thigh. So the goal isn't just to lengthen, but you also want to contract that side too. Just allows to create both sides to the coin, the strength and the length. Inhale here. Exhale, figure four twist to the left. Release your hands. Take your right foot over to the left side of your body. You can even take your bottom hand, that's your left arm. Scoop your ankle and walk it in closer to your side body. Energetically take your top kneecap forwards, and with your arm, take your right arm up and overhead. Soften your palm to the ground, kind of like in a Y shape. This will really help lengthen your pectoral muscles too, and from sitting, those can tend to help bring our entire trunk forward. So this will stretch out really from your chest all the way to your arm bone. Inhale back to center. Replace your right foot back on the ground. Exhale, bring your left ankle onto your right thigh. And again, just begin to find equanimity on this side. If you journeyed further on the other side, begin to journey to that place. Now, again, relax your upper body into the earth. And this side for me is a little more resistant, so it's so important to practice kindness here and compassion. And come back to your breath. That's what will help us remain fluid. I don't know about you, but anytime I'm feeling anxious or, about to get into an argument with somebody, I hold my breath. And with that restriction of airflow, I then feel a restriction in my body. So today, as we work through all of the spaces in the hips, what would it look like to pay even more attention to your breath? Again, actively press your top ankle into your bottom thigh so that you're not just lengthening, but you're also creating some resistance and strength. Inhale. Exhale, figure four twist to the right. Walk your left foot over to the right side of your body. Again, you can take your bottom hand, your right hand, and grab at your top ankle, pull it towards you, and then reach your right arm up and overhead at a bit of a diagonal. And just look wherever is comfortable for you to look. Press your top knee upwards just a little more to feel a little more stretch. And also, when we have more intentional breaths, we're telling our body that it's safe as well. And the psoas, if we know that it's a fight or flight muscle in a lot of our hips, or the hip flexors because we want to run, we have to put ourselves in a little bit of an altered, more calming state, and our breath will really help us with that. Inhale back to center. Replace both of your feet on the ground and just feel and notice the difference already. Inhale, gather your knees into your chest. Exhale, gentle, happy baby. Keep this gentle. Again, if you have your strap, it might feel nice to take your strap along and loop it to your feet. I'm just gonna grab the backs of my hamstrings because it's still pretty early. You can rock a little side to side. Inhale, gather your knees to your chest. Exhale, come onto your right side. Press yourself up to a seat. Crisscross your legs, crisscross applesauce style. Start with your right leg in front of your left. Attempt to bring your shins parallel to the top edges of your mat. Push your fingertips down, lift your hips and slide your tailbone back slightly. And then find some movement side to side. We'll fold eventually, but right now, just really get into your hips or back. Lean back, switch out your legs, take your left shin in front of your right, lift your hip bones up, slide your tailbone back, and then sway a little side to side. Lean back, bring your right ankle back in front of your left, push your hip bones up and back, swing a little side to side, and then lower like halfway down. Keep your back really flat. I like to come onto the fingertips of my hands. Push your fingers down, roll your shoulders back to find almost like a halfway lift sensation. Breathe into any spaces that are feeling a little resistance. Lean back and switch out your legs. Left shin in front. Lift your booty up, roll back. Find your side to side motion first. And then with your side to side motion, lower about halfway down to your fold. Push your tailbone behind you. Keep your chest lifted as you traction your fingertips forward and down. Breathe wide through your ribs, your lungs. Inhale back up. One more time. Cross your right ankle in front. And again, bring your shins as parallel as you can. Rock a little side to side and then come down a little more. Not fully. I know that you can, most of you. That's okay. Squeeze your elbows in, lift your chest, and you'll feel release, hopefully, in your, like around your glutes, your outer thighs, your low back, and really just listen to the sensations and the feedback of your body of when you might need to stop. Inhale, coming down to your fingertips. Adding a side bend, take your right hand down to the ground. Inhale, reach your left fingertips up, 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 and then just a little bend over. Some more length so that you can target the psoas And feel the stretch. You may even want to take your right ear to your right shoulder, let your neck relax. If you need more traction, you can take your left hand to your left thigh, still side bend to the right, and then just gently, about a half a point, press your left thigh bone down. Inhale back up. Last time, switch to your left ankle in front. Rock a little side to side, side to side. Fold about 3/4 of the way down. And breathe. Inhale, bring your fingers back up. Take your left hand down, reach your right arm up, and then just gently, slightly over to the left. And again, if you have more rotation, you can bring your left forearm down. I do not, so I'm here. Keep your chest broad. For more traction, take your right hand to your right thigh bone. Press your right thigh bone down. Still find the side stretch. And again, you can even take your left ear to your left shoulder. Inhale, back up. Exhale, cross your ankles, downward facing dog. A nice gentle down dog. Bend your knees a lot. Bring your palms shoulder width distance or maybe wider. Something I've been loving lately, you can grasp the outer edges of your mat, traction your mat forward, lift your chest, and then find length from there. Bend your knees. This will help widen your sacrum. Push your hands or your knuckles down and forward. You can even rock your neck side to side. And your palms back, down shoulder width distances apart. Spin the eyes of your elbows slightly forward. Inhale, down dog kick, lift your right leg. Exhale, open your hip. Keep your legs straight and then slide your right hip on top of your left. Push your right hand down and forwards. Keep your shoulders square. If you have the rotation and it won't get into your low back too much, you can bend your right knee so you feel this in your quadriceps as well. Bring your right foot back down. Inhale, down dog kick on your left. Exhale, open your hip. You can start with your legs straight. Push your left hand down and forward to neutralize your shoulders. And then again, you can bend your top knee, pull your ribs in, and feel the side body stretch. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your hands towards your feet, ragdoll pose. Take a really nice bend in your knees, and then cycle through a few breaths here. Bend your knees, and lift up. Bend your knees, and lift up. Just getting into your ankles, your knees, and forward fold. For a ragdoll twist, you can grab your block. I like it the highest skyscraper way. Bend your left knee, plant your left hand to your block. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Press your right palm backwards to make space from arm to arm. And if you'd like to work through any lack of range of motion in your right shoulder, you can find some air guitar movements with your entire arm. Exhale, back to ragdoll. Inhale, twist to your left. Bend your right knee a lot. Take your left arm up. And again, you can find full circles with your left arm. Maybe even bring right ear to shoulder. Love that because it just relaxes our neck. Exhale, forward fold. Some sunflowers here. I'll face the camera so you can see me, but we won't really use our arms. Keep your knees bent. Connect your right shoulder to your ear. Inhale, lift up to stand. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Let your right shoulder get heavy. Come down. It's kind of like ragdoll lifts, like literally if you were ragdoll. 2 more. Inhale to the right. Exhale, down to the left. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And if you're having any low back sensitivity, this might be a bit too much. Inhale to the left. So you can always stay in a ragdoll, a forward fold with a block. 2 more times on the left. Next time you come to stand, lift up, inhale, take your arm bones back. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, just a gentle halfway lift to work your back muscles. Exhale, low lunge. Place your left leg behind you. I'm going to put a block under my knee because I've got some sensitivity going on there now. Gently tap your left knee down, but first, walk your left toes back a lot. So you've got the longest stance, and then take your knee down. Inhale, crescent moon variation. Bring your hands to your thigh. So a lot of the times when we stretch here, we're like really leaning into this. This time, dig your front heel down, scrape your heel towards your back leg so that you're feeling this action of pulling in, but you're still feeling and getting a stretch in your left thigh. Stand up tall, lift your chest. Inhale, bring your left arm overhead. Exhale, side bend to the right. Take your right hand on your right thigh. Lift your left arm up first and then just slightly to the right. So the goal isn't squeezing in your side bodies, the goal is length. Inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge, just for a few moments. You can release anything you have, blanket or block under your knee. Walk your right foot out a lot, and then bring your bottom knee down. You might still need a prop or a blanket. You can stay here, really just working into your groins, or take your right hand to your right thigh. Roll your right armpit back. Soften your hips. Relax your neck. Inhale. Exhale, walk your right foot forward. Forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, reset, push your heels down. Exhale, low lunge, take your right leg back. I'm gonna aim to find balance on this side, so I'm gonna take the block back there. Walk your right foot back a lot, so you've got the longest lunge, and your right leg's really extended. Then gently place your right knee down. Inhale to your crescent moon variation. Push your front heel down and drag it back so that your shoulders are over your pelvis. Energetically scrape your right kneecap forward to really feel strength in your back glute. And breathe. Draw your ribs in. Flip your pelvis up. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Keep your left hand on your thigh. Exhale, gentle side bend to the right. Some more lift. Envision taking your ring finger up and then just slightly over. Inhale, breath. Exhale, runner's lunge. Walk your left foot out a lot so your toes are out, heel in. Soften your palms or forearms to the ground. Keep your long stance in your back leg. And again here, you can take your left hand, push your thigh away from you, and roll back. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog, just for the transition. Inhale. Exhale, come to your knees. Seated Baddha Konasana, also known as diamond fold. There's a few names for it. Take the soles of your feet together. Walk your feet a little further towards the front of your mat, so further away from you. Take your hands, cup them under your ankles, and then to the tops of your feet. From here, you may have to rock your hips a little side to side to find a flat back fold. I even sometimes like to take a block at my ankles to relax my head. We're gonna have to do the higher block today. Again, when we use props, it's really just telling our body that it can fall into that shape. And back to your breath. Slowly release your hands. Take your block if you've got one and bring it to your side. Extend your legs forward. Just rock your hips side to side. Take a bent leg forward fold. Keep your knees really buoyant, right? This isn't about flexibility, but it's about meeting your body. Tuck your armpits to your knees. Grab your ankles, your feet, and just round forward for a moment. Inhale, rise up. Grab your props, take them with you as we lower onto our back. We're back on our back. Come all the way down. Inhale, bring your knees into your chest. Exhale, extend your left leg in front of you. Take your right knee, create a basket grip under your knee, and then draw your right knee outwards slightly towards your armpit. Find some movements here, some circles, much like the circles we did on our back, one way, and then the other way. Inhale, straighten your right leg, flex your toes, grip behind your hamstring or calf if you're a little more flexible. Push your right hip forward, inhale. Exhale, bend your knee, bring it back into your chest. Inhale, straighten and then point your foot, so it's like a point but flex in the toes. Exhale, bring your heel back, bend your knee into your chest. One more time, inhale, flex and point. Flex and bend. Inhale, flex up, release your leg, and then lower all the way down. Oh, that feels good. Notice the length now that you've gotten that right hip. Wiggle your hips a little bit. Inhale, bring your left knee into your chest, and then start with your circles. One way, and the other way. Really draw your left knee out to your rib as much as you can. And then inhale, straighten your front leg. Flex your toe, really activate your quadriceps, the front of your thigh, so you can lengthen your hamstrings, the back of your legs. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your knee. Bring your knee into your chest. Inhale, straighten, and now point. Exhale, flex and bend. Getting your calf muscles really lengthened too. Inhale, flex and point. Exhale, bend. Inhale, flex. Release your legs, slowly lower your leg down. Just to notice the room you facilitated and a little movement in your hips. Walk your feet back underneath your knees. Grab your block or books and take it at the medium setting. So like this is Papa Bear. This is Mama Bear. We want Baby Bear, the shortest. Take your block underneath your sacrum, your pelvis. So right by your butt cheeks. Different from your low back. So low back would be here. Take it a little lower. Legs up the wall. Flex your feet towards your face. And then again, bring your hands just somewhere intentionally on purpose. Notice your breath rise and fall. Take your feet back to the ground and just pause for a supported bridge. This is really great also to find equanimity in your pelvis, your sacrum as well. And take your strap. You can loop it if you want. I prefer to use the strap so it's just in its full length. Take your strap, loop it over your right foot. So think of the ball or arch of your foot, wherever feels comfortable. Now you still have your block underneath you, so this may up-level the intensity. So extend your right leg up, kick into your strap. Now we don't want to like really pull at the strap, just create a loose grip. You can stay here. If you are desiring more length in your hip flexors, or you can straighten your leg without creating a pinching sensation in your back, you can lengthen your right leg. Just realized I'm gonna have to move over a little bit to show you what's going on next. You can even gently place your left hand to the top of your left thigh and just help it feel length. From here, spin your right toes out and take your right foot over to the right as much as you can. I'm a little limited because my little room here is small. Create a gentle bend in your right elbow so that you're not really gripping. And at any time, you can, of course, bring your left foot back on the ground. Inhale, bring your right foot back up. Exhale, like a half a twist to the left. Take your strap to your left hand, not even halfway, at a diagonal. Push your top heel forwards, and you'll feel stretch in your outer thigh. Take your right leg back up, bend your bottom knee, bend your right knee in your chest, remove your strap, place your right foot down. All right, other side. Place your strap on your left foot. We're nearing the end, friends. I know you're so sad. Flex your left toes to the ceiling. And even though you might not need a strap, use the strap anyway so that you can release any tension of gripping. Feel the movement of your breath in your thighs. And again, if you can release your leg downwards without pinching in your low back, do it. Cool. Again, you can bring your right hand to your right hip. Feel your hip downwards. Bring an easeful sensation to your breath and your muscles. Notice anything you might still be holding on to muscle-wise. What would it look like to release that control? Pivot your left toes to the left. Take your left leg over to the left. You'll get a better view on this side. You'll even bring your left elbow to the ground if you can. Push through the heel of your left foot. Keep your chest square. You may even helpful to just energetically draw your right hip down. Inhale back to center. Exhale your slight diagonal twist to the right. Exchange the strap into your right hand. You're not stacking your hips, just your left hip bone will come off a little bit. Push through the heel of your left foot. Come to center. Bend both of your feet. Release your strap from your left leg. And then release your strap. Pause here for a moment. And again, you may even want to take both legs forward with the block underneath. If that's too much, just leave your legs bent. Bring your hands to your belly so you can feel your gentle breath. Inhale, I am breathing in. Exhale, I am breathing out. Gently walk your heels back under your knees. Press down through your heels, so lift your hips slightly off the mat to remove your block. And then gently bring your spine down. And pause here with your knees bent. And just notice the space that you have. If you'd like to take full final rest Shavasana, you can slide your feet out in front of you. Let your toes splay out. And snuggle your shoulders underneath you to lift your chest. We'll be here just for a few moments. Notice if you can bring your breath a little more fully to your low belly, then your ribs and chest. Let your bones get heavy. And allow the protection, the cocoon of the earth to wrap its arms around you. You can always stay. It's the best part about doing this at home. If you'd like to move on with me, just find movements authentic movements back into your body, whatever that looks like for you. Rock your head side to side, open and close your jaw. Inhale, full stretch. Extend from your heels and take your arms overhead. May even feel nice to create like a ragdoll grip overhead, just to feel the length that you've created. Exhale, come onto a side that feels the most fluid today. And just pause there. When you remove yourself from this practice today, you're committing to the act of adaptability and fluidity. Knowing that the more we lessen our grip, the more ease we find in our body. Knowing that that's truly all we can have control over. Inhale, press up to a seat. Take a seat, whether it on your heels or crisscross applesauce. Connect your palms together. Bow your chin slightly. Find gratitude for yourself, for the opening that your body has done, and for making it to your mat to explore what it means to be fluid, movable, but also stable, the strong foundation. Slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much for being here. I hope your body is just feeling a little more movable and palpable. This has been a practice that I've been doing in my body in the mornings or evenings, whenever, or middle of the day when I've been feeling a need a little more. So yeah, thank you. Would love your feedback, what else you want to do. I appreciate you being here, and most importantly, taking care of yourself so that you can take care of those that are close to you and all human beings. Thank you so much, friends. I hope to see you soon.